What's going on, Socialites? Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video. And not a gameplay video, not a tier list video yet. We'll see when these changes actually apply, but we got big balance changes coming to the game. And I gotta say, this is great news. This shows that the Pokemon Company, Nintendo, Timmy, Tencent, whoever the heck is doing all this, you know, there's like 7 different companies when it comes to Game Freak and when they partner with people. But it means that they care about the meta and they want to make changes to it. So no one's getting like super buffed or debuffed, but it's smoothing stuff out. They're taking some Pokemon like Cinderace, and of course everyone loves to praise Gengar. I'm not super high on Gengar, but they are bringing him down a little bit. So we'll talk about all those. This is going to be going live at 12 a.m. so midnight Pacific time. So that would be what, 3 a.m. for me tomorrow. That's not bad. I'll take that. I can wake up tomorrow and check out the balance changes. So yeah, bug fixes, text fixes, who knows what that's about. Maybe some clarity on certain things. They're going to be trying out the spectate feature. Apparently this was available, I believe, in the Canada beta, but it wasn't so hot. So you can try it from the 4th through the 6th. Again, from midnight to midnight Pacific time. So that would be cool. Hopefully, for those who haven't checked it out, link down below for the Discord. We are trying to do a Pokemon Unite tournament with cash prizes, so definitely check that out if you want to play Pokemon Unite. Even if you don't have a team, we do have a looking for team channel, so you can go in there. You know, you don't have to put any entry fee up until you find a team. You can just hang out, you can talk about builds. If you're a content creator, you can post your stuff. You know, it's just a great community we're trying to grow, and we want to kick it off with a tournament. So hopefully, if this spectate feature goes well, maybe in the next couple weeks before we try to launch our tournament, this will be available, and that'd be huge because it would let us do some casting on some of the matches, especially when you get down the road into the finals. But definitely check that out. And also, I guess while I'm going through all this, if I don't just play Pokemon, especially not just Pokemon Unite, like I also play the main games, I've played Pokemon Snap and stuff. I know this is a Pokemon channel, but I do also like Apex Legends, if you've watched that. So stay tuned for later today. We're going to be breaking Season 10 Emergence open by opening 125 Apex packs I've been saving up. So, yeah, just throwing that out there. So let's go through these balance changes. Charizard getting some big buffs. Flamethrower, cooldown reduced. Effects strengthened, so whether that's the burning or the damage, we're not sure. I think it might be that it burns faster, maybe. Fire Punch, again, effects on opposing Pokemon strengthened, so it's just getting stronger. Fire Blast, cooldown reduced, and effects strengthened. That's huge. When you got that area of denial, it's going to be more punishing to go through it. So Charizard, after it got a little nerf, or whatever you want to call it, because Muscle Band was too strong on its auto attacks, it's getting some big buffs. So that should bring Charizard up back in the meta. You know, Game Freak, they want Charizard to be good. Probably talk to Timmy, Tencent, what to do here. Alright, next we got Talonflame. Talonflame needed some big buffs, and he got buffs to all of his moves. Damage on acrobatics, which is one of his basic attacks when you're a fletchling, that's getting boosted. That's going to allow like him in the early game to jungle a little better, to engage in those fights. Because when I see a Talonflame or Fletchinder like early game come from the jungle to try and gank, it just dies. So at least this will allow it to maybe do more damage, win those fights. Aerolace Plus, Fly, all gain damage buffs. That's what Talonflame needed. It just needs to do more damage. It's fine if it's the squishiest thing, but when you're squishiest thing, you gotta be able to take someone down with you. Venusaur getting buffs. All the Venusaur mains. Look at these. The last two Pokemon I put in D tier. Talonflame and Venusaur getting big buffs. Sludge Bomb getting a damage increase. And it looks like the poison effect will be stronger. Does that mean it'll last longer? Will it do more damage over time? It's nice if it lasts longer because that pairs well with teammate stuff and it prevents your opponents from scoring, from being able to reposition, etc. Petal Dance move upgrade. Now, I'm not sure what this is about. The Japanese website goes over a little bit more. I did watch a video that Peak put out. If you're not following Peak, definitely do. Top tier Greninja player. Check him out. You know, I'm a tiny channel, but I'll shout out the big channels when I see some from them. He dropped his video at like midnight, so good for him. I'm going to bed. Alright, Petal Dance move upgrade, that's huge. Solar Beam cooldown reduced, that is big. Like, is it just going down like 10 seconds maybe? But every second matters. Inverted Anger, damage increase, like that is huge. Venusaur getting big buffs will definitely be a lot more playable. Absol basic attack bug fixes. I don't remember what these were. I don't think the Japanese website went over them. Night Slash and Sucker Punch getting damage increases. More people using like Pursuit and stuff like that. So you'll notice that a lot of these balance changes, even on the Pokemon that I've seen play, like Absol sees decent play. I'm not saying he's like top tier, but he sees decent play. They're buffing the moves that aren't being chosen, or, you know, debuffing the moves that are being chosen too much. Look at this, Wigglytuff. Yo, shout out to the Tough Squad here. Big stat increases, defense, special defense, and HP. You're getting buffs on all that. That's huge because Wigglytuff, he's got to be in the front lines. He's not like Eldegoss where you're picking Leaf Tornadoes stuff in the back, giving shields and healing to your team. He's not like Mr. Mime where you can create walls and push people back with confusion. Wigglytuff's got to get up in your face, get off those dazzling gleams and everything. So that is huge with the stat increases. Double Slap damage increase, effects increase. This might make Double Slap even better than Dazzling Gleam. Sing, effects on opposing Pokemon string. Sing is already so annoying when you're trying to chase down Wigglytuff and they just sing you and then the enemy team's able to get some position on you. And Dazzling Gleam bug fixes. I believe that is because Dazzling Gleam hits multiple times against Zapdos and Dreadnought. It wasn't getting those multiple hits. So I believe that is the bug fix on Dazzling Gleam. But Wigglytuff, big buffs. Wigglytuff might compete with Eldegoss because we're going to go over Eldegoss right now. Eldegoss was by far the best support. And he got nerfed. Or she, or it, or they, them. Whatever they feel like. Cotton Guard, cooldown lengthened. HP restoration decreased. So after you got that shield and went away, you got a little bit of HP. It wasn't much, but now it's going to be even less. Like, you know, I don't know about that, but the cooldown being lengthened is huge because Cotton Guard, you would just be clicking that all the time in the fight. But they are buffing Cotton Spore. So now you got to kind of like pick between the two. Cotton Spore, you'll get your cooldown reduced, the effects on the opposing Pokemon strengthened, and the defenses it gives you are increased. So that's not bad. Maybe that'll make Cotton Spore a little better. We'll have to play this out. Cotton Guard got nerfed, Cotton Spore got buffed, but big thing for Eldegoss is that Unite move Cotton Cloud Crash getting a big nerf. You won't just be able to have your teammates on this little HP and get them back up to full. We'll have to see exactly how much HP it'll give now, but that is being decreased, so it's not going to swing battles in the way it was. It'll still be swingy. You get a good Cloud Crash off, you'll still be good, but you won't be able to wait as long as you could. Cinderace, probably the top Pokemon right now, getting some big nerfs. His attack, just his overall attack, is getting decreased. That means all of his attacks are getting decreased. So his attack getting decreased, then they're decreasing Blaze Kick. So okay, you got an attack decrease, plus you're just decreasing the base power of the move. So Blaze Kick gets a big nerf. Feint is getting a move downgrade. Not sure what this means. Maybe you're going to have like a couple less frames of invulnerability. Doesn't say anything about the cooldown, so I assume that's going to stay the same. Yeah, we'll have to learn more about that. But Feint getting nerfed. I mean, Feint is still good. I don't care if it's 1.5 seconds or if it's 1 second vulnerability. Having a button to get invulnerability when someone's about to click a move, huge. And Pyro Ball is getting a buff, so its damage is going to be increased. This is to make it a little better than Blaze Kick, but Blaze Kick being a dash, it's so fast. I think Blaze Kick, I mean, we'll have to see how much damage it's doing, right? But Cinderace was super good. Alright, Gengar, basic attack fixes. Not sure what this is for. Shadow Ball is getting a damage buff, so maybe you'll want to pick Shadow Ball over Sludge Bomb. I don't know. Hex is getting a move downgrade, so they're making the frames of invulnerability less. And Dreamer's getting a move upgrade. Not quite sure what that is. Maybe you get a little more HP. Maybe it's a longer range. Oh no, I think it's a quicker animation. That's what it is. It just does the animation faster. I do remember that from the Japanese website. They said something about that. So quicker animation. Zeraora getting nerfed. Spark gained some bug fixes. Not sure what those are, but bug fixes are always welcome. Wild Charge. Damage dealt is increased and cooldown is reduced. But they didn't change Discharge. So Discharge I think is still going to be better than Wild Charge. But they did nerf Plasma Gale. It's not just going to be a nuke one guy button. You will have to play around it a little bit more. Cramorant getting a buff and a nerf. I love these. I love how they're buffing certain things on Pokemon and then nerfing them on the same Pokemon. It's great. It just shows very good awareness of what's going on in the meta and how the Pokemon are being used. So Whirlpool, which is Cramorant's like basic attack, getting the damage decreased, which is pretty big because Cramorant early is very annoying with that Whirlpool doing the damage denial. All right there. Gonna definitely weaken Cramorant early game in those lanes. And Dive is getting a damage increase. So Surf is probably still better. They didn't nerf Surf at all, but we'll have to see what the actual damage increase is. I'm sure people are gonna come out with videos on all that. Machamp, again, some sort of bug fixes. Good. Don't know what they are, but good. Good job fixing them. Okay. I don't really have a problem with Machamp other than sometimes submission seems like impossible to avoid. But Cross Chop is getting its damage decreased. This might be in combination with since the way the crits work with the scope lens maybe. But Close Combat is getting damage increase. So again, a nerf and a buff. Maybe you want to take Close Combat. I'll try it out. Lucario isn't getting any nerfs, so Lucario now officially takes Cinderace's spot as like the best Pokemon, I think. Power Punch getting some bug fixes. I forget what those were. And Bone Rush getting some bug fixes. The Bone Rush ones were when you teleport or rush to the bone. He wasn't hitting the multiple enemies like he should. So that's been fixed. If anything, that fix is a buff compared to where he was. Greninja gained some basic attack bug fixes, and Alolan Ninetales gained some Snow Warning bug fixes. So, yeah, huge buffs, some good nerfs, some awesome balancing. This is definitely going to, make the overall meta a lot smoother. Flatter base took some of them down, raised some of them up. People are going to have more options. We're going to have to try all that for sure. So let me know what you think of the balance changes in the comments below. Make sure you give the video a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the Global Pokemon Society. Really appreciate that. But before we go, I just want to talk real quick. One thing that people have been asking for that wasn't announced on this is Zapdos Changes. So comment down below what you think they should do about Zapdos. I'm kind of stealing this idea from somebody I saw in a YouTube comment. Well, it was their idea, but I refined it. So they were, one of the arguments people bring up is it's not Zapdos that's the problem. It's the double points late game that's the problem. So someone said like, oh, maybe you should only get double points when they only have the 1 goal left or whatever. And I was thinking like, oh, what about, because usually you get those first goals most of the time, but then you like never break those second ones unless you're steamrolling. And usually you don't want to. You don't want to break those second goals. Just in case you have the Zapdos, you want those low. I've had a couple games be within 10 points, but most games aren't within 10 points just because of how Zapdos works. But maybe in those last 2 minutes, the home goal, the center goal, is the only one that's double points in the last 2 minutes. So it might incentivize teams to want to fight to break one of those other, second goals, so that after Zapdos they can all rush for the home goal and try and get that one. So that could be a thought. I think that'd be a decent change, just making that home goal, that respawn goal, the only one that gets the double points in the last 2 minutes. But I'm sure there will be Zapdos changes or late game last 2-minute changes coming up, but they probably want more data and more testing on that. And last but not least, again, not announcing this, but when do you think Blastoise will come out? He was in the beta. I'm not sure about his kit, but do we need another defender to kind of rival Snorlax? Will Blastoise just act like another Slowbro? They're both water types. I'm not sure. I mean, it's Blastoise, so it's kind of like Crustle and Slowbro. Like, Blastoise in the games, he can learn Shell Smash, he can learn Scald, he can learn Surf. So would he just be doing that? I don't know, but let me know if you're excited for Blastoise and when you think he's gonna come out. But as always, thanks for watching. Stay classy, society.